Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's time for another episode. Here we are at 244B of Tales with TR. Today's guest is my teammate more than once. The Red Deer Rebels, U18 or U17 Team Canada, Idaho Steelheads. He's a coach. He's a champion. He's a Backstreet Boys concert goer. And he's one of my best friends in the world, Scotty Burt. Scotty, how the hell are you doing?
Buddy, today's a great day. It's not just a good day, it's a great day today.
Today's a great day, so we're going to get into it because there's no way I can tiptoe around the situation. By the
No, no,
way,
no, no.
how's everything going? Okay, so tell us. Let's get right fucking into it. This is my good friend, folks. So I was rocked a couple of months ago when I got some of this news. Scotty, take us through it. Where were you? What was happening? And when you found out the news that you were delivered, tell us all about it.
So we'll start from the beginning. It's really weird, and what I really want to do now is just get it out there. I'm not afraid to talk about it, Terry, but I want people to know it's okay to get checked out if something is going wrong. Because it happened in the summertime. I was it started in the summertime. I was at the ECHL coaches conference in Norfolk, Virginia. I was sitting there with a couple coaches and just having we were having burgers, no beers, no nothing, just burgers. And all of a sudden, I kind of started twitching on my right side, and I almost fell off my stool. And they're like, "Bertie, you okay?" I'm
Really,
like,
like
"Oh, guys,
twitching?
yeah,
I didn't know. I thought it
twitchy."
was just pain at first. So what do you mean
No,
twitching?
all of a sudden, it just my right side started going numb, and I started twitching, and it started twitching right underneath my eye. So I said,
Really?
okay, well, whoa. So I went outside and which is weird. I stuck my finger down my throat, thinking, okay, I'm not feeling very good. If I can maybe puke some stuff up, then I'll be fine again, right? Thinking,
Yeah,
okay,
we've been. Yeah, yeah.
maybe it was the night before that we had too many beers, but we didn't have any beers the night before, which is weird. So I went back to
Yeah.
the hotel. I got a nap in, and I got up from the nap, and I was okay. I was fine. It was weird. Then I went back to Rapid City, and things were going pretty good. Didn't really think anything of it. Started getting little headaches here and there. Didn't think that much about it. And then we were in practice one day, Terry, and we were doing a soft chip drill. I brought spray paint out, and I went from the trapezoid to the near wall. I said, "Okay, guys, we're just going to do soft dumps. Soft dumps. Okay, you keep it in this area here, you're good to go. You don't keep it in this area, you got 5 push-ups, right?"
Yeah.
One of my defensemen took a slap shot, rifled the puck, nailed me in the head, right at my face. I ducked down, and nails me in the head. I drop. Right?
What? Well, what do
Yeah.
you mean he took a slap shot? Like to dump it in?
Oh yeah, he dumped it in. Everyone was soft chipping it. It was a neutral zone drill, and
Oh,
he
I
got to the
see.
red line and dumped it in and nailed me in the head. Like I ducked down
Oh,
and nailed me in the head. My trainer was right there. He opened the door. He's like, "Pretty okay? I'm leaking everywhere." And which is kind of funny is, um, I went out there. He's like, "Holy!" Gives me a towel. I get back in. I start yelling at the guys. I'm like, this is a soft chip drill. It's not a dump and go." And I'm just get mad, and they're swearing at the guy. And an ex teammate, Jeremy Millimak, his son
yeah. My
Connor is
good
on the
buddy as
team,
well.
right? His son
Oh,
Connor's on
Connor.
my team.
Yes, I've been following
I got
along.
I got both guys, Luke and Connor. And Connor was up in the American League. He just
Yeah, I
got
saw
sent
he got
down.
called up. Didn't he get in a
Yeah,
tilt or something, or was the tilt
yeah.
down low and then he got whatever it was? I saw he
No,
got called up to
he's
the ice.
scrapped a couple times, right? So
Yeah.
he's making bets on the ice. He goes, "I bet you Birdie comes back," and he finishes practice. I'm leaking everywhere. Anyways, my trainer said, "No, you got to go get stitched up." So I go get stitched up. I have to drive myself. I go get stitched up. I come back, right? I get 7 stitches there. It was pretty deep cut, right? So next day we go to practice. Everything's good. Well, as the weeks continue on, I was getting more and more headaches. And I thought, okay, well, maybe this is where I took the puck off the head, right?
100%. I would think that for 5 years.
Totally, totally. So
Yeah.
I started. What really got us worried was I was popping Excedrin migraine pills, like they
Yeah.
were the little Pez candies. Like I was popping a minute, like nonstop, because I was getting
So if
headaches.
those
I
aren't
thought, okay,
working,
nothing, right?
yeah.
So my wife Audrey and our team doctor finally said they kept on pushing me, go get a CT, go get a CT. So I went and got a CT scan. So I'm sitting there. My wife was in Denver. She was doing a audition in Denver, and the doctor comes in after my CT scan, our team doctor, and he's carrying his laptop. And normally, when doctors are carrying their laptop, it's probably not good, right? So he's
Yeah.
carrying his laptop. He goes, he sits down. He goes, Bertie, this isn't good.
Now,
So
wait, up to this point, are you
mhm.
thinking that this is even a possibility?
No, not at all. No,
So you're
no
completely
inclination, no nothing.
blindsided.
Completely
Okay.
blindsided. And
Wow. Okay.
yeah,
Go ahead.
yeah. And he goes, Bertie, he goes, you have a tumor. So what? I go, he goes, no, you legit have a tumor. And I said, well, is it big, small? He goes, well, it's not small.
Oh
And I
my
go,
God.
well, we better call my wife. So we call her. She doesn't answer. I said, hey, listen, Dr. D needs to talk to you. You need to call us back right away. Because she knew I was going in for an MRI and or a CAT scan. And he she calls back and I said, hey, listen, I just got the results. I said, I have a tumor. And she's like, yeah, yeah, you're always kidding. Yeah, whatever. I go, no, here, you need to talk to the doctor. And
Oh my
he got on the horn and started talking with her and said, hey, listen, no, it is a tumor. I've sent it into the oncologist here. He's going to look at some things. They're going to do some tests. And if it was up to me, I would go to the Mayo Clinic. I wouldn't just do stuff here in Rapid City, which they do have a cancer treatment there.
God.
But I would do what's best. If it was my family member, I would go to the Mayo Clinic. He goes, I will start looking at things to do. He started making phone calls, got his nurse going, and then he talked to the main oncologist in Rapid City, who knew the head guy here at the Mayo, and then got us in right away, and that's kind of how we found out. It was a big
Yes.
shocker. Yeah, it was a
Well, when
big
he,
shocker. So with
yeah, a shocker to say the least. And when he says tumor,
oh, buddy,
like,
you just drop. You're
what, your
wow.
body, like, you must have been like, what? Like, must have been getting, like,
Uh,
metaphorically getting
oh,
hit by a bus.
well, I was stunned. I was stunned at first, right?
Stunned,
And
Birdie.
my
There's
but,
no,
but
like,
think
I
about
can't.
think about
Sorry.
this. My wife wasn't there, so I was there all alone. And now my head starts racing. Right? I'm like, holy, what is going on? Right?
And you're trying to
Um. uh,
think through the brain that has a tumor on it,
yeah. Oh, totally,
which,
totally.
which is so weird to me.
Yeah. It gets better. It gets better. So that night, I took my daughter and her friend out to Olive Garden for dinner,
Yeah.
and I didn't say anything. We never said anything to my daughter at all, right? But this is going through my head. It's crazy. So I took a couple days, waited for my wife to come back, and then I addressed my team. I addressed my team, and then I addressed the front office and said, "Hey, listen, this is what's going on. I've had these headaches. I've been self medicating myself because I didn't know, but this is what's going on. I need to take a leave of absence, and we'll go from there." Well, this was a Monday, right? And all of a sudden, it just shit hit the fan, right? My wife comes back home. I'm still not feeling very good. I talked to the team. I'm still going down to the rink and whatnot, trying to be as normal as I can, right?
I don't know
Knowing that
how you could
a
be a 1 out
tumor,
of 10 normal. I don't know
right?
how. Yeah.
No, like it's a tumor, right? But
Yeah.
then the other thing is, like, I got brain cancer.
Yeah. I
Like
mean,
that's even worse than thinking what a tumor is. Like you got brain cancer. That's even scarier.
and by the
So I
way,
heard,
going back, when he first says you got a tumor, are you going, is it cancerous? Like, when did
yeah,
that question happen?
they had to do tests. They had to do tests first.
Okay. Yeah. Given
But
the test you just explained. Yeah. Oh, sorry. I
yeah,
missed that.
no, 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 no.
Yeah. Okay, I got you.
So all
Sorry.
of a sudden it continues on, right? So just to my team, talk to them. They're preparing to go on a road trip to out to South Carolina.
Yeah.
And so they were leaving on a Wednesday and then they were playing Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Okay, so I went to the rink a couple times and the guys were going on the road, so I kind of stayed away. And Wednesday I wasn't really feeling that good. Okay.
Understandable.
Well, yeah, and it's really weird. I just started eating like frozen blueberries and stuff, and my wife and daughter, I think it was Wednesday or Thursday. My wife and daughter, they went out to do something, and I was really get gut rot. I started actually vomiting. They came home, and it was really weird. Everything happened quick, Terry, and it was really weird. But we made the
And so,
appointment for us to go to the Mayo Clinic.
and wait,
Okay.
before you move on, I just want to
Yeah.
make sure this. Because most people would assume only headaches, but you're saying it's starting to affect everything because your brain is
Yeah.
controlling your body, and
Yeah.
you're getting your gut speed. You're doing things you wouldn't normally do. You're
Yeah.
feeling so your insides are messed
Yeah.
up.
My
Okay,
inside of my
not
head
just
was
headache,
messed
but
up.
people think, oh, I'm
No,
a bit dizzy. Okay,
no,
go ahead.
it was, I started, it was really, really weird. But if I rewind a little bit, and sorry for this, it just
No,
keep on
no, don't be
coming back to
sorry.
me.
I'm
I'd be driving, right?
yeah,
And my wife, there'd be a bunch of deer off to the left, and my wife would be like, "Hey, did you see those deer?" I'm like, "What deer?" Or I would, we almost got
weird.
T-boned one time because I was taking a left and I couldn't see out of my, I'm like, "Oh, I didn't see anything." But what happened is the tumor was pressing on my brain. Okay. And I was forgetting things. I would come home and I would forget that I put the garage door down. Or at one point I didn't back our vehicle into the garage enough where the garage door came down, hit it, went right back up, and they're like, "What's wrong with you?" Or I was doing dishes, and my wife kept on. I'd go sit down and watch hockey. My wife kept on saying, "Did you forget about these dishes? Why are you forgetting about the dishes off to the left? Like there'd be a couple. Are you just saving these for me to do?" I'm like, "Oh, I didn't
Wow.
see them.
So you're
You just put
becoming
them
a
there."
bit absent-minded.
Yes. And my peripheral vision on my left side started going. So I've lost a little bit of sight on my left side. Now it's going to
Yeah,
slowly come back, we hope, but I just have to turn my head a little bit,
yeah,
right? Which is a little bit different. So I started losing all that, right? So now we move fast forward a little bit. The guys are going on the road. They left on Wednesday.
yeah.
I'm not feeling very good. Puking a little bit. And then we had the plan to go to Mayo. So my parents were flying in from Grand Forks, British Columbia. They were going to watch over our daughter, Sophie. All right. My brother was flying in from Edmonton to meet us at the Mayo Clinic, and he was going to be there. Well, we talked to the doctors and we went through a bunch of stuff because a lot of my scans and stuff got sent to the Mayo Clinic because the doctors took it upon themselves to say the two top doctors who are what they call the dream team. It's
Yeah.
McDavid and it's Draisaitl is what it is. These two guys,
Okay.
and they
Okay.
said we want to take this, we want to take this on, we want to help this guy out, and it's all within people, our doctor knew the oncologist in Rapid City who knew the top doctor here at the Mayo Clinic and said, no, we want to help out, we want to take this. So it's been unbelievable.
Jesus, man.
um
I mean,
yeah, it's
unfortunate and then fortunate
right. so
to have these
so
connections and these best people. Yeah, I mean, fucking. And the Mayo
yeah,
Clinic, for those that don't know, I went there for my concussions,
yeah,
Birdie. Not that it's
yeah,
anything the same, but
yeah,
it's the best neurological place in the world,
unbelievable.
arguably. People go there from all over. When I was there was NFLers, there was actors, there was
Yeah,
people just there in a central spot. I did a week of testing and
yeah,
came out of it like, wow, I didn't realize that. The best doctors, not to take your story away here.
yeah,
I'm just relating to people. The Mayo Clinic
true.
is where you go. You couldn't be in a better
it
spot.
No, it is unbelievable. It is the spot. It is like everything is based around the Mayo Clinic. Like you're
Yeah.
right. People fly in to get stuff done here at the Mayo Clinic. It is unbelievable. So I'm very fortunate that it worked out. These guys took this upon themselves. So we get to Friday. I wake up in the morning and I'm just out of it, completely out of it. Now, I don't remember any of this. This is coming from my wife, and she's the one who kind of told me about this, but I am out of it, like lethargic. I don't know. She had to carry me to the car, calls our team doctor, and she's like, get him to the emergency ASAP, ASAP. So she carries me, puts me in the car. I had no clue what's going on. I could barely walk, and she's like carrying me, puts me in the car, gets me to the emergency room. All right. She parks the car, puts me in a wheelchair, goes to park the car, and people are looking around. People come out and they're like, who's this guy? He just got dropped off. And she's like, oh, he's with me. I just dropped my thing. Well, I get into the emergency room. I have a seizure. I've never had them before in my life. Right. Yeah. So I just drop.
Like an
Right.
epileptic type of
Yeah.
not epileptic, but that
Yep.
kind of
Yeah, like
thing
a
is what I'm
seizure. Yeah. Yeah.
okay.
I got one eye going this way. I got one eye going the other way. My wife is yelling because there's no one in the emergency room. She's yelling, I need help. I need this. And all this. She's slapping me, trying to wake me up. And then I kind of I had another one. So I had I think 2 back to back, and I've never had them before in my life. But what it was is it was the tumor that was pressing on the brain. So they get me in the emergency room, and the neurologist comes down, and they do a bunch of tests. And this is what's crazy, and this is why my wife is unbelievable at that. He
Do
was
you
asking
remember
her.
any of this?
I don't remember any of this, but he was
None.
asking her. No, I have no clue. I have no recollection of any of this.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
He was asking my wife, where was his hands? Were they up? Were they down? Were they to the side? Where was his eyes? What were they looking? He knew exactly what it was just from asking her questions. Now, if it were you or I would have no clue. I wouldn't be worried about where his hands are or any of that. But she
But
seemed to know everything. And he said, okay, what this is it's the tumor pressing on the brain. We need to relieve this. Okay. So they were thinking, okay, well, we're going to get him, we're going to airlift him, we're going to get him to the Mayo Clinic right now and going to do surgery and all that there because that was a plan. And then that twisted pretty quick. He basically said, we have to do emergency surgery right now.
oh my
So
God.
she's freaking out. She's calling our team president. She's calling my parents. She's like, what do I do? And she
Wait,
has to
wait.
make
We're
a
gonna go into
decision.
your skull
Oh yeah, yeah.
now
In ra-
before you go. Like there
all
wasn't
right.
even enough
Never
time
went
to
to bed.
get to the Mayo Clinic. This is
No,
fucking crazy.
yeah,
Okay.
never went to the mail. Never got to the mail. And so she had to make the decision, um, are we doing this or are we going to try this? Because the on-call surgeon said, hey, if we get him in the air, we might not be able to get him down. My suggestion is we do this right now. My wife has to make the decision, like, are we doing this now or like what are we doing? My president's like, he says, let's do it right now. So they do emergency brain surgery in Rapid City, South Dakota.
I hate to laugh. I'm not laughing. I'm just
No,
going.
it is.
Emergency brain surgery because you can't get on a
Mhm.
helicopter. This is something I never
No.
thought we were roommates for a long
Yeah.
time. We've talked about
Yeah.
everything in the world. It's something I
Oh
never
yeah.
thought we'd be talking about. I'm
Hmm.
astonished. I'm
Yeah.
smiling because you're here to talk
Yeah.
to us. Anyway, keep going.
It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy.
That's fucking
So
nuts.
he says, I got to go in and I got to relieve the pressure that's built up. So he goes in and relieves the pressure. Now they couldn't get the whole tumor out, but they got a big chunk of it out, whereas it took pressure off my brain. Okay. So now my wife has to call my parents and say, hey, listen, there's a change of plan. Like you guys got to get here ASAP. My brother had to change. My brother is in Denver, ready to hop on a plane to meet us at the Mayo Clinic in Rochester, Minnesota. And she's like, they're doing emergency surgery on him now. You guys got to get here. So my brother had to change his flight. My parents had to change their flight. They get to Rapid City. Now, you got to think this, right? You're sitting in an hour away flight at the terminal, and all of a sudden you get the phone call saying they're doing emergency surgery on your son, your brother. Like, what is going through their head, right? What's
I
going through my wife's head? I'm in surgery for 6, 7, I don't even know, 8 hour, whatever it was. Um, and they did that. So they flew in. I went through that night. So Friday night, my team played in South Carolina Friday night. This gets even wilder, Harry. Wilder. I
tell me
wake
about
up.
it.
Yep. I
Yeah.
wake up on Saturday. Okay. And my dad's there. They said, okay, we're gonna take the breathing tube out of his mouth. We're gonna go from there. They take it out. Everything went well. I'm trying to talk. I can't talk. Okay. And they give me a piece of paper. My wife and my dad give me a piece of paper and a pen. And I'm trying to talk. I can't, right? So I write down, I'm like, what did I write down? I said, how's my team? Or my team. I want to know if my team won
Oh
the night
my.
before. It's crazy, right? I want to know if my
Um,
team won. And then I wrote,
and you have to
am I
write it
safe?
down.
I had to write down because I couldn't talk. I just got the breathing tube taken out,
Yeah.
right?
It's been a rough few days to say the least.
Yeah.
Jesus,
And then I
man.
write down, they're like, what are you trying to say? I'm like, I need water. Like I need something. My wife says she laughs at this. So I write water and they're saying he needs water. And she's like, no. So my wife said I turned to her and I gave her the middle finger. Like, fuck you. I want water.
You were still
like it,
coherent enough.
oh
That's a,
yeah. So I was on that. So right then they knew, oh, Bertie's back, right? So um, it took a few days in the hospital in Rapid City. It was kind of more of a relief than anything.
so
But
were you
it was all good.
in those few days? Sorry, I'm only going to jump
Yeah,
in once in a while
no,
because
for sure, for sure.
if there's parts of this that fascinate me that you might, because it's such a crazy story, like pass over a
Oh
little
yeah,
bit. But
yeah,
you said it took a few days, so
yeah,
your speech starts
yeah,
coming back and stuff, right?
yeah, yeah,
I
yeah,
mean, your
yeah,
brain was just operated on. Okay,
yeah,
so
yeah,
then you're aware of everything that happened.
yeah.
This is how long ago? Say this particular day that you woke up and all that incident just happened with your family and your wife there, where you gave her the finger. When was this? November?
It was the day after. It was the
Oh,
day
okay.
after the surgery. So, and I don't remember any of this. Like you gotta like I don't remember it. I don't remember getting carried to the to the car, to the emergency room, having surgery, waking up. I don't remember any of this, right?
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
So how
So go
you
ahead.
go those 3 days? How long did you end up staying
In the
in the Mayo
hospital.
Clinic?
Well,
Yeah,
this is the hospital in Rapid City. Okay.
yeah.
So we get all that, right? And it'll get into this. It gets even crazier, right?
Okay, yeah, yeah. I'm sorry to
So
cut you off. Just sometimes
no,
it's
no,
fascinating to me
100%.
that you can
Oh,
sit there and realistically go, okay, I can't remember because my brain was fucked up. And then
oh
they
yeah,
help my brain, and now it's all coming back slowly. Like I can see
yeah,
doing that with a bicep, right?
yeah, yeah.
You know what I
Oh
mean?
yeah.
Or a medial
Oh,
collateral
totally.
tear. It's
Yeah.
just so
It's
overwhelmingly
it's
surreal to
nuts.
me to have to
It
go
is.
through that and go, well, my
It
brain's getting
is.
better. Anyway, go ahead.
Yeah. Yeah. So I was only in the hospital for till the Monday. So I had the surgery on the Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. So 4 days in the hospital. Right. My parents were in and out. I'm trying to watch my games on the phone. Bad TVs there. It was brutal. I probably ate every popsicle that was in the hospital. I didn't eat much. I lost about 25, 30 pounds because that's all I was eating was the popsicles. Right. That's all that I really cared about. So Monday comes around and the the physiotherapist comes out and she says, "Hey, we're here to try and walk you around." I said, "Okay, I want to get up. I'm sick of this place." So I sit down, or so they stand me up, and I take 8 steps, and I start getting a little dizzy, and they put me back, and I sit at the edge of the bed, and I lay down. Well, later that afternoon, I'm like, "Fuck this. This isn't me. I'm not a vegetable. I'm not going to sit here." So I said, "I want to go for a walk." So I went for an 8-minute walk. Sorry, this was a Sunday. So I went for an 8-minute walk. Okay. That I took 8 steps in the morning and I got dizzy. And I'm like, screw this. I take an 8-minute walk
I
later that
totally
afternoon.
see you doing this.
Yeah.
That's Scott Burt right there. That's the this part
Like,
this part I can predict. But anyway, go ahead.
it
I
gets
knew you
better.
were going to do that. You would never sit there and just sit. You just
uh,
wouldn't do it. You'd be going, "Fuck this!" Like whatever. What's
oh,
the point? Yeah.
yep. So I feel good, right? So the next day she comes in, but the oncologist comes in too. Well, the oncologist, and so the neurosurgeon who did the surgery comes in and talks about it and says, "Hey, this is what we did." Well, the oncologist, he comes in as well the next day, and he doesn't come to see anybody, which is really crazy because the nurses were like, "You had Dr. Pediatrix come in?" I'm like, "Yeah, yeah, he came in." Well, he came in and set it straight because he took all the exams from the MRIs and all that, looked at it, and got it off to his buddy here at the Mayo Clinic, Dr. Paul Brown.
Dr.
And
Paul
he
Brown, you
says,
said at the Mayo Clinic. Okay.
Dr. Paul Brown.
Just I
And he
feel he
says,
should be mentioned. Yeah.
unbelievable. Him and my other doctor, my neurosurgeon, June who's unbelievable. He's Korean, but grew
Beauty.
up in
Your brain's
Vancouver.
working fine now. You're
Oh,
remembering
yeah.
these names that you
Oh,
just met.
well,
Picking.
grew up in Vancouver, so we had a connection right away,
Oh yeah,
which was
you're
awesome.
picking stuff out of your frontal lobe now, like it's
Yeah,
1997.
right. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So the next day comes around and he comes in and the physio nurse comes in. She wants to go for a walk. I said, "Hey, listen, can we do this a little bit later? The doctor's going to talk with us." And he's a straight shooter. And he's like, I don't know where this goes. I don't know what kind of tumor this is, but we have to send it away. We have to get it scanned. We got to check the DNA of this tumor. He goes, I just don't know. He goes, what I'm going to do is I'm going to send it off to my buddy at the Mayo Clinic. And I don't know if he's going to take this case on. I'll know this afternoon. I said, no
My
problem. No problem.
God, just to
I
add
get it.
stress to the situation.
Oh,
Jesus
totally.
Christ.
Totally.
It's not like
So at
taking
that,
your number at the DMV here. You're like, hey, please
yeah,
pick me. Holy fuck.
right. Right.
Jesus
So
Christ,
at
James, dude.
after that moment, I really kind of came at peace with myself. Like, hey, this could go either way. This could be the worst tumor ever.
Peace.
Could be a good tumor. Yeah. I
Oh,
just
yeah. Easy to
I
find
came at
peace
peace of
there.
where I'm at, where I'm at.
Holy fuck.
Right. And it was scary. But the physio nurse came back,
Yeah.
and I go, okay, let's go for a walk. So, buddy, we go for a walk, and I'm like, look around. I'm like, screw this. I start walking forward. I start walking backwards. I start doing high knees, karaoke's, and she's looking at me going, what the fuck? Out of the blue. And I'm like, I'm not staying here. Like,
Beautiful.
I can't do that. This isn't who I am. So we walk back, and the lady says to my wife, yeah, he's a little nuts. He's doing all this stuff. It's crazy. And
Now, again,
it
until you're put in that position, you
yeah,
don't really know. Like, well,
yeah,
I know what you're made of. I know that. I'm just saying, I'm sure you going through it, like, that's for real. Like, it's one thing to
yeah,
block a shot and go out there, like, but
yeah,
when you get faced with something like that, and this is the way you're dealing with it, it really gives
yeah,
me a sense of pride that you're my buddy, that, because I don't
uh,
know. I've never been faced with
yeah,
that. But you fucking said, fuck this. I'm
yeah,
going to go head on with it.
100%.
I'm going to do anything I can. I just
Yeah,
love that about you. I'm
yeah,
passionate about the fact you
yeah,
did that, man. I'm so pumped
yeah.
for you. Anyway,
I was like,
sorry.
fuck this.
Yeah.
Then the doctor came back and he said, hey, listen, I'm going to take charge this afternoon. In the afternoon, he comes back. He goes, I'm going to take charge. He goes, I'm setting everything up at the Mayo Clinic. I talked to my buddy. He wants to take this upon himself. We're sending in all our scans and everything to him. We'll get back to you and go from there. Okay. So you got to think about this, right? On Friday, I had brain surgery. On Monday, I am now walking, and they're going, what is wrong with this guy? I
Yeah.
get discharged on Monday. Guess where I go on Tuesday? I go to the rink. I
Yeah.
tell my parents. I tell my parents. I said, my dad and my brother. I got my brother. My brother is uh, um in town, so
Wade, Wade,
He's been
right?
going on. Yeah, Wade. Yeah, so he's
Yeah.
going on the ice
Yeah.
with my team, right?
Yeah.
So he's he's going down there. And I said, I'm going too. And they're like, what the heck? I go, I want
Jesus
you to stop at
Christ.
Safeway. I want you to stop at Safeway. I'm getting bagels and cream cheese for my team. And they're like, what the fuck? Now, my team was just on the road. They flew back and they're doing a dynamic workout on Tuesday. I get discharged on the Monday and I'm walking in with bagels and cream cheese after brain surgery on the Friday. They're like,
I would have
what
thought I
is
wouldn't
going
see you
on with this
for
guy?
months and months.
Right? They're going, what is wrong with this guy? And I'm like, I can't sit still. So I watch practice. I got staples in my head. I think I had 24 staples or 23 staples in my head from surgery, and went to the rink 5 days later. Yeah,
Um,
and I wasn't. I never went on the ice. Or I had to be there. Right, that's just what we do. That's my nature. I had to be there to talk to the guys and see the guys and
and
let them know, hey, listen, he's good.
it probably, knowing your attitude, some people would consider it a chore, but it probably helps, like,
Yeah,
for you, that puts you more at ease than it would sitting there. Right.
yeah.
And so you're like, I'd rather go through it. And I know there's going to be
Yeah,
hardships in being this active right now, but I'd rather
right.
face that adversity than the adversity is sitting there alone, knowing my team's that's a commendable thing. I mean, the ultimate teammate, but that
Oh,
goes without saying.
well,
Why today now is a big day?
okay. Well, we'll quickly get into this. So, now fast forward a little bit, right?
No, no,
So we
don't actually. I thought you were the way you presented. I thought you were done with that segment. Keep going,
oh
please.
no, oh no, we'll keep going. So
Sorry.
so we so I go to the rink, I do that. And now my team is playing. They're playing Thursday, Friday, Saturday. That week,
Oh yeah, the
right?
old
3 and
close.
3. Oh yeah, three
Three
and
and
three. So
three
I'm like,
still going on down there. People don't
yeah.
realize that still goes on.
So I walk into the rink. I watch all 3 games, and then on the Monday we flew to the Mayo Clinic, and we flew to the Mayo Clinic, and that's when I met with the doctors, met with what the plan was going to be, and then did some testing, did some stuff here, and they gave me the okay to go back home for Christmas. My brother stayed with us. He was with us for about 2 weeks. Yeah, for about 2 weeks, where I went through a bunch of stuff. We flew down. He flew out to the Mayo. We spent 5 days here going through testing and stuff with the doctors. And then they gave us the okay for my wife and I to fly back to Rapid City. We spent Christmas there. My brother flew back to Edmonton, and then we had a good Christmas. 2 days after Christmas, we came. We drove. My wife and I drove to the Mayo Clinic. Our daughter stayed in Rapid City where she had school. She couldn't miss school. So
How
she
far
stayed
drive is
with,
that?
it's about 9 hours.
Okay.
Yeah. So we broke it up. We broke it up.
Nice
We
part of
stayed
the
in Sioux
country.
Falls. Yep. Yeah. Unbelievable. Checked out a Sioux Falls hockey game on USHL game on the Friday. Got here
Sioux
for the
Falls was
Saturday and
also in North Dakota, right?
yep.
South
Yep.
Dakota.
South Dakota. South
Sorry, I
Dakota.
meant
Yeah.
South
So
Dakota. Yeah, I remember
yeah.
seeing that. It's another
Yeah.
bigger place on the other side.
Awesome. Yeah,
Yeah.
really nice spot. So I went and watched the game there. Dropped the puck. The coach Ryan Crothers is an old teammate of mine.
Remember that guy?
So I had that. Yeah, so I had that opportunity, and then we came here and started on January 2nd. So we've been here in Rochester for 6.5 weeks. I had 30 treatments.
30.
Today is my last day, which I rang the bell. So you
Wow,
got me
baby,
on
baby.
not a good day, but a great day. Yeah.
A
So
great
I,
day.
yeah, yeah. So I
Bertie,
rang the bell. Um,
yeah,
yeah,
go.
yeah. Meeting with the doctors the last few days. They said they said you're 1%. You're one of the 1%. Terry, I had no like you could see a little bit of I lost some hair, and some stuff from the proton beam treatment that I did. Radiation was a proton beam treatment,
Yeah.
where I put a mask on and they only hit that area. They don't hit my body like the old radiation used to go through the body and would screw up with your white blood cells and all those. This only
Okay.
hit that area. So
Wow.
I put a mask. I lay down 30 days or 30 treatments. So I went Monday to Friday. It only took about 30 minutes with me getting in, getting set up, doing my treatment. Um, and then I had weekends off.
And would stay in
So
you got a hotel room right at the clinic there?
yeah, so we ended up
That's
renting
what I do.
we rented a house
Okay.
here. Um, and we got gym passes. We came to the gym every day, spent 2 hours a day at the gym. And the doctor told us the other day, he goes, "You are one of the 1%ers." I had no symptoms, zero
No
symptoms.
symptoms. You're going to the gym.
Yep.
Rochester's a nice place. This is actually sounds like now I'm not
Terry,
putting that, but it sounds like, a-
they gave me no
along the way, it,
restrictions.
it is a little bit of relaxation and hanging out
Mhm,
with your wife. And
mhm,
it really, I mean, I don't know, but you were thinking the day of the surgery, probably I might die. And now you're
mhm.
sitting there going, I just had Christmas and now I have a little, I'm getting some treatment. I would have thought 1,000 symptoms. I would have thought, honestly, Bertie, that you were. Um, I'm not trying to be ignorant. My view of it, I've seen people go through
Yeah,
chemo and everything and
some
radiation
people do.
treatment.
Yep.
We've all
Yep.
known it, and
Mhm.
it's not a good view that I have in my mind. Of course, none of this is good. I'm just saying
Yep.
of the bad news you were presented, and now
Yep.
it seems that you got to go. It could be worse places to get treatment. You could be sitting there alone
Oh,
in
totally.
fucking I don't know overseas somewhere in a new country
Mhm.
in a new place, and this sounds like for the situation you had
Yeah.
as comfortable a time, at the
It,
Mayo
it,
Clinic.
it, it has been with zero restrictions.
Yeah.
Like they told me.
Going
So
to the gym, I didn't think it'd come
yeah,
out of your mouth for another 5 years.
yeah. So the results came in from the DNA on what kind of tumor I had. It could go either way. I'm going to pronounce this wrong, but the glioblastoma tumor is one of the worst tumor. It's not. It's the worst. it's the worst tumor. And they actually thought I had a different type of that, which was a mutant to that, where you can attack it. But a week later, it came back as an oleoglioblastoma tumor, which is the best scenario tumor that you can attack and treat.
I'm
And
so
that's
happy.
and that's what I have.
I'm so fucking
So
happy, man.
yeah, so that's been unbelievable. And they basically said when they found out, like, you guys should go celebrate. You guys should go out. I said, I can have a glass of wine. They're like, yeah, have two. Like, you have
That's
zero
wicked because you know
restrictions.
you're going okay. Like some people might say that. I know this just happened, but like really, and they're like, no, go
Yeah,
Selly. It's good.
yeah, for real,
Type that you
for real.
have, very
Yep.
treatable. Very, you're going through it. The worst is over. I can't believe it, Scotty. I can't
Hmm.
believe it. So when Millsy sent me a note and Bobby Stewart, and then I went on Facebook and Yabo, and I was like, oh God, like
Yeah.
you're thinking the worst, man. You hear your buddy got to get brain surgery, right? Um, and of all the things, and that we being roommates for a long time in our teens, and then Team Canada and Idaho, and we have had so many conversations. I don't remember that coming
Hmm.
up. You just don't see
Yeah.
it happening. You feel infallible, right? Nothing can
Yeah.
happen to me. I'm not saying you felt like that, but when we're a group, I don't know.
Yeah.
You talk
No.
about you support people, but usually it was always dealing with people getting sent down or an injury or something to do with
Hmm.
how, or maybe a divorce or something. But this is just wild. So, I mean, your team is still playing? Are you going to go back now to Rapid City? What's your plan? You
Yeah.
can't go on the bench. I mean, I'm guessing. So you're going to go support the team?
Well,
Are you?
I do a lot
Yeah,
of things that are unorthodox, buddy.
yeah, yeah. You be
So,
back playing. You be back
yeah.
playing.
So I have been on the ice already, just so you know.
Oh
My
wow.
nurse, yeah, my nurse, I like, again, they said I had zero restrictions. So my nurse invited me with the doctor's permission to go out with her Pee Wee team. So I went out and went on the ice with their Pee Wee team, and got a little feel for being on the ice. Hadn't been on for a long time, so I kind of get that feel back again. So I call this tumor, I call it a gremlin. This gremlin is meeting the wrong guy straight on. And for me, I'm going to continue to fight this and get the word out there. But I am, like, within the next couple of days, we plan on heading back to Rapid City. We'll come up with a plan. I asked the doctor that, and he goes, I don't see why you wouldn't. He goes, you're in great health. He goes, that's why you're in good health. You eat healthy, you work out, you're in great shape. He's like, you have nothing. So for me, I'm gonna take a couple weeks just to slowly get myself back into the groove.
Yeah.
As in, I've already said to my group that I'll probably be on the ice early, doing hockey school drills by myself, just to get back into the pace of things, and watch a few games from up top. And then I'm not sitting back. I'm not a guy that can't do it, right? So
Yeah.
I'll be back behind the bench hopefully within a couple weeks, and get her going. Like, um, if anyone does know me, it's I can't sit still, and I can't just do nothing. I can't be a vegetable. I can't go home and get back to Rapid City and wake up in the morning. What am I going to do? Nothing. I'd start pacing in my living room, right? I got to be at the rink. Like, that's just who I am, what I'm
Yeah.
doing, and who I am, right? So I'll spend a couple of weeks just to kind of get myself back into it. But that's what my plan is. And we'll see how things go. I'm slowly coming off the medication that I was on. Saturday will be my last days of the steroid and whatnot that I'll be on. And then tonight is the last day of chemo. So I've been taking chemo pills. I haven't been doing the where you go in to get the
Yeah.
transfusion or fusions or any of that. I've been taking chemo pills. So tonight will be the last set of chemo pills. I'll take a month off, and then I'll talk with our neurosurgeon or neurologist and go from there. But I'll still have to take chemo pills for the next 5 months. But instead of doing it every day, I will do it 5 days a month. So they'll double it up, 5 days only a month. And
Wow.
that'll slowly kind of weed me off a lot of stuff. But I'm excited about coming off all these pills and stuff, and really see what that might have an effect. I don't know, but I don't think it will, and I won't let it. So
Yeah, you're
It's
not
kind
going to
of
let
where
much.
I'm
Now,
at.
Bertie,
No,
you are like I'm so happy and I'm so proud of you that you approached it like this. And really, really, like I can never relate to that what you went through, but I know what kind of person you are. I try to be brave. I've never been faced with anything like that, but that was just a phenomenal story. I'm so happy you're okay. Now you are one of the most positive people I know. I'm not just saying it because of what happened. Really, the way you approached it, you're positive. You're the type of guy, as am I. I mean, we live together. I really feel that we appreciate every day already. But it did it give
right,
you, like, some people are down in the dumps and they might be upset about this or that, and then they go through
right.
something like that and they go, wow, like but you were already very fairly positive. But did it give you in any way a new
Yeah,
appreciation for life?
yeah, 100%. I'm lucky to be alive.
You are, man.
And I tell every message I say, when I talk to groups, and I'm going to continue to talk to groups. I just did a thing on, I think it's social media. It's for the jumbotron there in Boise, for a lot of people that have stepped up and helped me out with this, right? And a message that I say is like, live every day at the fullest. Like, don't take yesterday for granted. Don't take today for granted. Don't take tomorrow for granted, right? Live every day to the fullest, because you never know. Like, who's to say you don't wake up the next day with, all of a sudden this is going on, right? Because I
Yeah,
didn't know. I never
and it
thought
happens.
that this would happen to me, but it did,
Mm.
right? So now I do, have an appreciation for life. I have appreciation for going to the rink, being around the guys, and a lot of the times, sometimes you have your bad days, but your bad days will never compare to some of the stuff that I've gone through, right? So the only way I could see is flip your bad days into good days. Michael
Yeah,
Fonte has a song. It's a good day for a good day, so have a good day, right? So for me, it's living life to the fullest and enjoy it. Now I'm gonna have my ups and downs. I'm a stubborn person, that's for sure. But understanding and appreciate life is a big deal. And family. Like I say this, like your friends, your teammates, your loved ones, like tell them you love them, because I mean, who's to say that, the last time you talk to someone, this could be it, right? So just make sure that everyone is loved, and everyone should be loved, and I'm going to continue to push this message for sure, because I
I
didn't
love
know.
it, Bertie.
No clue. No clue.
Bertie, before you came on, I didn't do much research. I just wanted to talk, but I was curious. Today, okay, just today, there's going to be more than 1,000 people diagnosed, just like you, that it just is going to be sprung upon them. Just in North America, it's going to happen. And I think you're a great voice for, like, and I'm not religious, but I'm karma. There's something there. I don't know if it's Buddhist, or I don't believe in nothing. I
Mhm.
just am not. But whatever it is, I believe that there's a reason that because you're so passionate, you can get the word out there. Everything had to happen right. It had to be the right kind of cancer. It had to be, treatable. It had to be, you had to be in a place that this could get operated on right away. That you had to,
Mhm.
you're talking about the best doctor, one of them in South Dakota, and then going on to the Mayo Clinic, and then you had to have a support system that was, you wanted to be there for. You had to have a positive mindset. There's so many things that had to go right, but a lot of it, amongst the bad news, you can control, and a lot of people should probably go get checked out earlier, right? If you're having
Mhm.
any kind of symptom and you're thinking you're in your 40s, you're young still, it's, ish. um but I guess your message is, get out there, get checked, and if something happens, you got to attack this with positivity.
Yeah, and I've had coaches already, with my message and just hearing my story. I've had a bunch of guys just reach out and say, "Hey, listen, I went and got checked. I did my annual, because we're the tough hockey players. It was the same thing when I was popping those pills. Like, nothing's wrong. I'll just pop another one. Just
Yeah.
it'll get, it'll last for 5 minutes and I'll pop another. Right? But we're stubborn hockey players. That's just who we are. We're built different, right? And it's okay to go get checked, right? Like I had one coach say, I always knew I needed glasses, and I finally said, okay, I'll go get checked. Now he wears glasses. He's like, I can see. I'm like, but that's just us, right? We
That
just
happened to me last
right. We
week.
don't do it. Yeah, we
Oh
don't do it,
shit.
right? But now we
Yeah.
have to. And I never wore my glasses either until my wife was like, you start wearing your glasses. You have to wear your glasses. So I'm like, all right. So now I got to wear these glasses, right?
Speaking of, they're a lot
But
like mine. So I just got mine, about a month and a half ago, to be honest. I like 'em.
yeah, so it's crazy,
Birdie,
crazy, but it is, man.
it's so great. Now, look, I've said it before. Last time, when was I down there? I guess 3 years ago now. 2 years
Yeah,
ago, two and a half,
yeah,
2.5
yeah.
November.
Two and a half. Yeah,
So sometimes you need a little kick in the arse. I loved that area, by the way. I tell my dad about it. Like, he can't believe I was in Deadwood. So for those that don't know,
yeah.
where we were, Rapid City. Birdie coaches the Rapid City Rush after a very successful professional career. Have you won 2 East Coast League championships?
Three. Sorry.
3.
Yeah, three.
Okay,
Yeah,
Anchorage and Boise, right?
yeah, yeah. Two in Boise, one in Anchorage. Yeah,
Yeah,
Alaska.
and
Yeah,
we played in Boise. Just awesome. Boise reminds me
yeah,
a lot of Rapid City, but
yeah,
it's like within a half hour you can get to the
yeah.
Mount Rushmore and
Rushmore's there. Deadwood, the
Deadwood, the
Badlands.
actual
Yeah,
city of Deadwood.
yeah.
That's
Custer
thick.
State
So Dad
Park,
is big into
Custer.
the
Yeah,
West. Yeah,
yeah,
yes, Custer from Custer's Last
yeah,
Stand, a huge battle.
yeah, yep, yep.
Very famous in American history. And so there's a lot happening there. But I'm going to get back, because it's never a bad trip. It's somewhere you don't
Yeah.
think to go, but once you're there, it's just awesome in every way. I'm going to wait till the weather's a little bit better because I'm sure it must be unreal in the summer or springish. I was there last time; it
Unreal.
was late November. But I
Yeah,
promise you, we're going to.
summers are unreal. You got to remember the Sturgis bike rally, motorcycle rally goes on.
Yeah, I know exactly the one,
which
man. I just read about it in Rolling Stone magazine a few months ago. Remember, we were driving through that area and everybody was telling me about it. It was the off
Sturgis is
season, but
crazy. Yep, yeah,
so I'm going to
that's
be down,
crazy too.
Birdie. I promise you, I'm coming down to see
Perfect.
you. You're really one of my best friends, hockey or not. We've kept in touch somehow. You're from BC. I'm from Newfoundland. Small town.
Yeah.
Are you from Chetwynd or someone around there?
Well, my dad was with the force, so I lived all over BC from Chetwynd to Grand Forks to Trail to
The Trail,
Penticton.
Rocky Mountain Hockey League vet.
Rocky Mountain Hockey League. Yep, that's for sure.
We were
Yeah,
both 15, 16 playing there.
yeah, yeah.
So look, I'm gonna do it. I love traveling. It's the major thing. Some of these events I do, Birdie, I go and do these events,
Crazy.
right? And they pay you to show
Yeah.
up and do whatever. A lot of times now I just go, okay, just you know what, give me some flight credit and X amount of dollars, but give me some because I know what I'm going to spend it on, and I
Sure.
love traveling. So I'm going to come
Yeah.
see you soon. I really, really am so happy that you're okay. I'm so happy you approached it the way you did, and that we can have this conversation now
Absolutely.
and in the future. I love you, buddy. Is there anything else you want to say
Yeah.
before we go?
No, I'm always there. If anyone ever wants to talk about anything, you got my number. My number's easy to find. Get a hold of me. I'll make time for anyone to either talk about this stuff or anything because it's I'm lucky to be here. That's for sure.
You're lucky to be here. You got a great message, and I'm glad you're here. Good luck to Scott Burt, and good luck to the Rapid City Rush. Thanks again, my friend. Love you.
Love you too, buddy.
There it is, folks. One of my best buddies, hockey or not. We've been through a lot together, and definitely one of my favorite teammates. I'm glad that Scotty agreed to come on today, and I think he's got something that everybody needs to listen to. It's not just a hockey story. This is a life story, and I appreciate him from coming on. So, folks, if you're downtown St. John's, Newfoundland and Labrador, why don't you check out? You want to have a beer? You want to have a coffee? You want to have a sandwich? Hit George Street. If you're on George Street, check out Trinity Pub, TJ's Pub, Rob Roy Confusion, the Martini Bar, Green Sleeves, and of course the Bull and Barrel. If you're going to go for a bite to eat, check out the Loose Tie, Blue on Water, Wedgwood Cafe. If you want to work out, go to Rope Walk Lane. I'm going there today. Ryan Power Conditioning, strength and balance for the body and mind. You want to go to Mr. Lube? There's 2 locations here in Newfoundland and Labrador. St. John's, Newfoundland and Labrador, that is. Kenmount Road, Torbay Road. Live, laugh, lobe. Crown Cabinets, check it out. Crown Cabinets right here in St. John's, Newfoundland. Check out Jordan Escott at Crown Cabinets. Muggsy Jeans, the best Muggsy Jeans, the best fit, the best comfort. I love my Muggsy Jeans. Pitbull Pain Relief, the pain sticks that just don't quit. Go to pitbullpainrelief.com, see what all the fuss is about. And, of course, True Hockey. Thank you to True Hockey and everything you guys do for me. Take what's yours, True Hockey. Thanks, folks. I'll be back just a couple of days with more Tales with TR. Catch you on the rebound.